Hi, everybody. Thomas Miller on the Fun Astrology video podcast. Well, did we not mention that when the North Node moved into the sign of Aries, that war was a symbolism in the past? And we woke up this morning to the beating of the war drums over in Moscow and Ukraine as the Ukrainians sent some drones into the financial district in Moscow. 4 a.m. in the morning is when this happened. So obviously they weren't targeting civilians. But the damage has been done, and now it will unfold. So let's take a look at the astrology real quick. I'm not going to try to interpret anything here. We're just going to observe. That's a really good thing to do at this time. Don't come up with all the answers. Don't have to know all the answers. Remember that consciousness can change any outcome, including mundane outcomes. And that's why predictions are a 50-50, really coin toss. I mean, some things are pretty clear and some things look really obvious. But yet, a movement of consciousness can steer the direction of things. So let's take a look. I'm going to focus on two different positions in both the Russia chart and the Ukrainian chart, which, by the way, are only just a few months apart from each other. I'm looking at the Russian Federation from 1991, and when we switch over to the Ukrainian chart, you'll see that it's in August of 91. This is December of 91. That 3 months makes a little bit of difference, but some of these outer planet aspects are the same. And the first one I'd like to point to is Pluto and Saturn. In the Russia Federation chart, they are only 5 degrees apart. And over the next this goes into early 2024, late 20, let's see, sorry, we just looked at this. 2026, early 2026 is when Pluto will be sitting right on top of that Saturn, okay? It takes that long to get there. But that's a symbolism, obviously, of war. And, I mean, let's put it out there. Russia has said that maybe that this is going to warrant or might have to be thwarted by nuclear activity. Pluto, okay? Pluto is nuclear in the chart. Neptune as well, but we're going to focus here. The 7th house, that's the house of relationships and partnerships. But what happens when a partnership or a relationship goes bad? War, right? So the 7th house on the shadow flip side symbolizes war. So that's Russia. Now, the other thing I mentioned right at the beginning, there's the North Node. In Aries, boom, in the 10th house, when this is 4 o'clock in the morning in Moscow is what we're looking at. So when the drones hit, that North Node was right up there in the 10th house or in the public essence of everything that Russia is. So you could say that this is an attack on the very essence of Russia. At least that's how they're going to perceive this. Now, let's take a look at the Ukrainian chart. So here, I just mentioned August 24th, 91. That other one was December 9th, I believe. But here, now, we have the same thing, 28 degrees, 1 degree for Saturn, 1 degree, and it was in retrograde. This is in the 12th house. That's the house of endings and completions. So you have to ask, see, this is where we have to observe. Will this be the ending of this conflict with Russia? Or could this be signifying the ending through nuclear attack of Ukraine itself? And then, look here, the North Node is down in the 3rd house. Well, what does one of the things the 3rd house symbolize? Neighbors. I'm telling you guys, you can't make this stuff up. So here's the conflict with their neighbor. The other thing that in this Ukraine chart that is not in the Russia Federation chart, look how close Mars is. Now, Mars, of course, has moved through here a number of times since 1991. It goes through every, 2.5 years? But it is closing in on this direct aspect with the natal Mars of that chart. So these are the things that we're going to be watching. Right now, let's don't draw any conclusions, but just to show you that there is some serious astrology behind what took place in these early morning hours, and we'll follow it through as things unfold. I will see you on the audio podcast for Monday. I'll be back here with a full moon video episode on Tuesday. Thanks for watching.